Okatsu Yuta's all-encompassing unequivocal love allows him to choose any one of his copied techniques to imbue the barrier with as the domain's sure hit effect. His remaining copied techniques are scattered randomly among the katanas within his domain. Only Okatsu can utilize them, but not even he knows which katana contains which technique until he grasps it for the first time. While each katana can only be used once, their number is infinite. Yuta launches Derv's Shikigami at him while Yuta punches him to shake his soul. As this happens, Rika attempts to punch him from the skies, but Sukuna evades easily. Sukuna gets cut from behind as he thinks.
A technique applying an inviolable barrier to his Shikigami's path.
Yuta then uses space manipulation while the Fallen One just smiles at him.
After my fight with Gojo Satoru, not only am I still unable to expand my domain, but the effects of my reversed curse technique remain sluggish. At this point, my total cursed energy likely matches the cursed brat. On top of that, maintaining Hollow Wicker Basket renders me unable to use the world bisecting dismantle after extending the target of my technique.
As the King of Curses is in thought, Rika throws the one blessed by Black Flash, while Yuta attempts to use space manipulation again. But Sukuna easily blocks both attacks.
Then there's this. It's the same logic behind his effective attacks against the Patchface, Cursed Spirit. He can sense it. He's aiming directly for the barrier between my soul and Fushiguro Megumi's. He's rousing Fushiguro Megumi's soul that was submerged by the bath, and disrupting the harmony between this body and myself. Every time I take a blow from this brat, my cursed energy output falls, and my control of this body weakens. They'll just keep chipping away until I can no longer maintain Hollow Wicker Basket, which reveals the real risk. Their desire to use the Angel's technique, Jacob's ladder to eradicate the cursed object within Fushiguro Megumi.
But Sukuna easily blocks both attacks. As they continue to fight, Sukuna attempts to use Cleave on Itadori Yuji.
Don't move.
As the Fallen One is frozen in place at the mercy of the Cursed One and the one blessed by Black Flash Yuta uses.
Thin icebreaker.
Sukuna is launched directly at the Queen of Curses and is sandwiched just to be hit directly into the ground. Yuta and Yuji attempt to attack Sukuna before he regains his balance, but Sukuna is able to use Cleave on both of them and cut them up. The Queen of Curses attacks from above, but Sukuna blocks her attack and uses Cleave on her hand and cuts it to pieces.
If I don't make direct contact, I won't leave a fatal wound, just as it was with him. Although, I wouldn't say they surpass him in toughness. It's not just because of my diminished cursed energy output from the fight with Satoru Gojo, either. All of the sorcerers that have shown up from Jujutsu High have extremely tight defenses. And then there's the brat's reversed curse technique. Not to mention, this domain itself. Its sure hit effect is narrowed to apply to myself and only me. Was he capable of this from the beginning? Something like this requires a very sophisticated barrier technique. Just what have you all been up to this past month?
We cheated. If it weren't for the after effects of his battle with Gojo-sensei, we wouldn't have a second to spare to use our reversed curse techniques. He would have annihilated us in an instant.
We're up against the strongest sorcerer right now. I don't even want to think about what will happen if we can't stop him here.
All three of them then initiate Plan Jump Kaizen and jump the strongest sorcerer. Yuta punches Sukuna as he thinks.
Was that clairvoyance?
We then see a random NPC think what is happening in the barrier. As usual, Jump Kaizen is back in play.
1. The Angel's Jacob's Ladder. 2. A space manipulation technique. 3. A technique that creates an inviolable barrier on the path of his Shikigami. 4. Cursive speech. 5. Clairvoyance.
Even Sukuna will be caught off guard by a technique he hasn't seen used, which means that will surely...
Yuta then picks up a random katana.
This is the one.
Yuta then uses space manipulation and attacks Sukuna just to be blocked at this moment. Yuta uttered a single word that would change the course this battle for the worse or the better.
Cleave, this is my...
Will Yuta and the one blessed by Black Flash be successful, or will Sukuna pull out his anti-cleave technique? What will the next chapter have in store for us?